Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Hello and welcome to Sundays evenings between the ropes, Extreme Rules edition. We're going to cover the pay-per-view tonight. Normally we cover SmackDown and Raw, but on pay-per-view nights we just cover the pay-per-views. I'm hosting today. I am Big B. Ace is busy with family things. I know it's kind of late still, but had family obligations. So I'm joined by my man. Yeah, his tag team champs didn't wrestle tonight, but he's still the fan. He's still the president of that fan club. Mr. Dragon Viper, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. How are you, Mr. Big B?
Yeah, we're doing good. I know you got your flip flops on and your scooters right next to you. I know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
and then we're also joined by, if he's in the sun, he'd be called Extra. Chris P. Bacon, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. That was a pretty good pay-per-view, I thought.
Okay, yeah. So before we get into the recap, what was your guys' expectations going into the pay-per-view, Viper? What was your expectations going in?
I expected a couple champions, championships being changed tonight.
Okay. How about you, Chris? What was your kind of expectations going into the pay-per-view?
That there was a lot of good matches, hopefully, and good results out of it.
All right, yeah, no doubt. I thought it was going to be a high B pay-per-view. Didn't really know what to expect. It was with Viper though. I thought maybe we see some title changes, but all right. So let's get into it, Chris. Give us that opening match, the pre-match, because I thought that was a pretty good match. What was it?
Like the kickoff one?
Yes.
Yeah, the kickoff one.
It was Liv Morgan versus Carmella, and Liv Morgan won that one. It was a pretty good one, I thought.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris. Break it down for us. What did you think of it?
No, I mean, the opening beginnings of it was just talking smack with each other and saying I'm good looking than you and all this stuff, and Liv Morgan didn't want to take all that, so I mean, then all gloves came off and match was on.
All the clothes came off, or all the gloves came off? Okay. I was like, maybe I was watching a different match there for a second. Viper, what did you think of it?
I thought it was a really good match between the two. I'm glad to see them finally pushing Liv Morgan. She deserves it, and hopefully seeing her in the title picture soon. But yeah, I thought it was a really, really good match. I enjoy watching Liv Morgan wrestle. So
yeah, no, I thought it was a great match too. I'm glad Liv won. Carmella, I mean, she's money. And she was looking like it today. So was Liz. So, but outside of that, the match was good. I thought it was a great way to kick off the pay-per-view. And I see we got Lou commenting, trying to get our, viewers in there. So thank you, Lou, for recruiting for us. And how you doing today? So all right, let's get to the main show. Unless there was another match I missed, but I thought that was the only one. So,
no.
All right.
No, you're good.
All right, so let's get to the main show here.
So the first match of the main show was a tag team between the New Day and Omos, AJ Styles, and Bobby Lashley. It was kind of made up during the pregame, the pre-kick, whatever. The kickoff.
Pre-show?
Yeah.
Yep.
And the New Day won.
All right. So, Viper, what did you think of that match, and were you shocked that they added it?
I was shocked that they added it, but because it should have been Lashley versus Big E, but it was a good match. I like Lashley and Omos and AJ, but no surprise, New Day won it. Because New Day just are. I can't stand them, and that's why they won. That's why. So
all right, so Chris,
all around.
Yeah. Yeah, Lou's telling you New Day rocks. So, all right. So, Chris, what did you think of that opening match?
No, it was a good opening match. I thought at first I thought something was going to happen because as we looked at the cards heading into this, it seemed like there weren't enough matches or a lot of matches to go off of, initially. So I kind of figured that something was going to happen. As far as like adding a match or something like that. And I'm happy for New Day won it, and now Bobby
Yeah.
Lashley is really upset. Really upset.
Yep. And not to blow any horns here or give any previews, but it sounds like we got a big title match tomorrow. But for me, I thought the match was actually pretty decent for all three of them to get thrown in. I'm guessing there was some kind of change to the schedule on matches, or they wanted to do something different. And I know I feel that they wanted MVP and Lashley to go after the Raw titles, but with MVP's injury, I think they kind of threw this match in there at the last minute or something. But I actually thought during the match when Lashley took out, I think it was Big E, and it was towards the end there, he took out two and they were just working over Kofi like nobody's business. I really thought RK Bro was going to come down and kind of make the save, and then we'd see a tag title match between New Day and RK Bro. That's kind of what I thought. I don't know what you guys' thoughts on that were, but overall, I thought the match was good. New Day won. So we'll see where that goes. I know Dragon Viper's whining there. So, Chris, move on to the next match. What do we got?
Yeah, our next match number 2, is for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The Usos versus the Street Profits. I don't think it's a big surprise that the Usos won this match.
Yeah, Chris, why don't you go ahead and break that one down?
Yeah, one of the members of the Street Profits after last week's,
Montez Ford.
match. Yeah, Dantes Ford. He looked like a rib injury, and every hit he took during the match, it seemed like it bothered him. But he performed really well. They had a couple times where it was close for the Street Profits to win, but in the end, he just kind of wore out, and Montez Ford did, and the Usos took it.
Yeah, Dragon Viper, what do you think of that match?
Oh, I can guarantee that the right team won. I didn't want to see another reign with Street Profits as tag titles, so I was glad to see Usos win. It was a good match, good, close, and so yeah, I enjoyed the match. Surprisingly, coming from me, I enjoyed the match, and the right team won that one. So
yeah, I think nobody shocked the Usos won. I mean, sooner or later, this bloodline is going to have to lose. I mean, but I don't think anybody's surprised they won. Maybe the way they won, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I am happy the Usos won. But like I said, the bloodline is going to have to lose sometime. So we got some comments rolling in. Nicholas says, "Hey guys, good evening. How you doing today, bud?" Adam said he's out sharing it. So thank you. And then Nicholas said he wanted the Street Profits to win. So
I did too.
I mean, I wouldn't have minded. I do like the Street Profits, but I just think, there's been rumors speculating that we're going to see the New Day versus the Bloodline SummerSlam or Survivor Series. I don't know. I mean, you got the draft coming up, so who knows which way they're going. So
plus they change stories all the time, so who knows?
Yep, exactly. They always change. WWE probably doesn't even know how to put their pants on straight without changing them. So, all right. So, Chris, let's move on to the next match.
Yeah, the next match is going to be Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's SmackDown Championship. And Charlotte Flair won that one over Alexa Bliss.
All right.
And
so Viper.
It was emotional.
Oh, it was emotional. Okay. So Viper, what What was so emotional about it?
Oh, the fact that Charlotte Flair tore up Lily, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, this match, it is no surprise that Charlotte won. I'm not thrilled with it. I'm pretty kind of upset about it. Alexa should have won. It looked like Alexa was going to win, but I'm not too thrilled about this match.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah.
go figure. I mean,
Charlotte doesn't need another ego power trip, and that's what she keeps getting every time she wins. So I think they want to keep her in the company, but I don't know why. I wasn't
yeah.
with it.
So, Chris, what you think? We got the doll Lizzie getting tore up, and so
Yeah, I kind of wanted Alexa Bliss to win it only because that Charlotte Flair has had the title for so long, off and on, and I mean, yeah, it's probably written in her storyline to keep getting it, but I just feel like Alexa, deserves it a little better. It's been a while since she had a title, and I feel like this could have been her opportunity.
yeah, no doubt. I think 99.9999% of the people in the world that watches wrestling wanted Alexa Bliss to win, and I did too. I mean, overall, I thought it was a good match. I'm with Viper though. I don't know why they keep giving it to Flair. I know her dad. Normally when a family member is in trouble, they always backlash it to the siblings or the family members, but it just doesn't seem like Flair's getting any backlash. So, comment here from Nicholas. He expected Bliss to win. He thinks it might be the end of Spooky Bliss gimmick. What do you guys think of that comment?
I
Piper?
don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think it's just Bliss is going to continue it, but it's going to be a little more rage because of Charlotte tearing up that doll. So,
Okay.
I think she'll have like an upgrade, like spookier, more terrifying, more advanced look, I guess you'd say.
Gonna be upset.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what they're going. to When I saw that they tore up the doll, I'm like, okay, are we going to end it or because I don't know. I mean, Lexa could pull it off, no doubt about it. I mean, she can pull off any gimmick they've given her. I just think her doing this gimmick without the Fiend around is kind of blah.
Yeah.
But I can see that. I can see her going into like a incredible Alexa Bliss or whatever, and come back more rage and more magical powers, as we could say, and stuff like that. So I guess we'll see what happens coming up here. Maybe tomorrow or something. So, all right, Chris, let's roll to the next match there.
Yeah, the next match is going to be a triple threat match for the United States Championship. It was Damian Priest going up against Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. I don't know if it's a big surprise, but Damian Priest won it.
All right, Viper, what you take on that match?
I thought it was a really good match. I mean, three great competitors. You have Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, and Damian Priest. All three just amazing athletes. I don't normally say this, but anyone could have won that match. I would have loved to see Jeff Hardy win at least one more title before him packing it in. But all in all, incredible match, incredible athletes. This was actually the second best match of the night for me. So, yeah, it could have gone either way. I was glad to see, a great winner. So,
okay, Chris, what you think of it?
No, it was a good match as well. I liked it. Everyone kind of matched each other move for move almost, or at least with submission moves and all that. They kind of went back and forth on pinning each other, and it was just overall a good match.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I thought any one of those three could have won it, and I'm glad they did take it off of Priest right away. But again, it wouldn't have shocked me if they did give it to Jeff for a little bit or back to Sheamus. But I think we can see these. What's that?
I was gonna say, but it was also his birthday, so maybe something had to do with that.
Yeah, I don't know, but I could see these three guys getting in the ring again, maybe one-on-one against each other, or let's do another triple threat match. I thought we did a good job there. So, all right, Chris, let's leg drop into that next match.
Yeah, the next match is going to be the SmackDown Women's Championship between Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. Neither one won because it was a disqualification match when Sasha Banks entered and broke everything up.
Okay. All right, Chris, so let's break that down a little bit. What your takes on that one?
No, it was a good match. I thought, kind of like the triple threat match before. Each one kind of matched each other move for move. They went back and forth, and I thought, Becky Lynch was going to win at some point. Then Bianca was going to get her chance. And then all of a sudden, Sasha Banks starts running out and breaks it up. And I'm not sure what's going to happen from there.
All right. So, Viper, what about you there?
I'm wondering when Belair's going to finally cut her hair. Because, Becky did use her hair, use Belair's hair a couple times tonight.
Once in a tug of war, it seemed like.
Well, especially the one point where Becky took the hair and yanked her off the corner ropes, and so I'm just wondering when Belair's gonna, actually cut her hair. It was a good match. I'm glad to see Becky still champion because I really don't care for Belair, never have. And I'm glad to see, Sasha Banks, still involved with this title, with the title as well. So maybe another triple threat, who knows? But yeah, good match. I thought it was a good match.
It didn't last 25 seconds.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, even though Belair tried to end it early, well, for me, I thought the match was good. For a quick second, because I was preoccupied when Belair came out, or Banks came out. I thought it was Banks at first when I first saw her. I don't know why. I mean, she doesn't look the same, but for a second there, I'm like, oh, Bayley's back.
I didn't see anything that she was going to return. So.
Oh no, I didn't see nothing either. But when I first, like I said, I was preoccupied and I heard a commotion, and I turned quick. I thought it was Bayley. I didn't think it was Banks, and then I was like, oh, it's Banks. Okay, So yeah, I think it's kind of funny for an Extreme Rules pay-per-view. You have a DQ, but not all the matches. As a matter of fact, I don't think any of them were Extreme Rule matches except for the last one.
Which is crazy. So, they should have renamed it or something.
All the fans were like outraged on that. You call this Extreme Rules, and the last match is Extreme.
Yep, and then we have a DQ and stuff like that. So
there's even chants in the arena. We want tables.
Yep.
We want tables. Well.
Yeah, so Lou's chiming in, and she said it's boss time. And then she also said, going to Viper's, when they're going to cut her hair, she said, when somebody rips her weave out, so.
Something needs to be done because this is just ridiculous. I mean,
I know we talked about it before, when she was having to feud with Bayley, that we could see a hair versus title match or something where if Belair would have lost, we would have saw her cut that off, but for some reason,
you would think
it's legal.
You would think that Belair would get tired of people pulling her hair and using her hair as a weapon.
Yeah, I just don't know how she can fight with that. I mean, that's down to her feet. I mean, it's almost touching the ring when she's standing there. So like I said before, I don't know how she can wrestle with that long of a hair, but You
I
know,
hate to see it out of braids, honestly.
yeah, exactly. No kidding. So, all right. So, I know we're getting closer, Chris.
We're
Let's
we're
go.
actually
What's the
we're actually there. We're at
All right.
the
Give
main
us the main
event,
event.
the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns versus the Demon Finn Balor. This match, there's a little controversy in it, but we'll get to it in a minute. Roman Reigns continues to be your Universal Champion.
Yeah. All right, Viper. What do you got?
Oh man, you know, I've gone on record on the show, and I've said for week in, week out that I absolutely cannot stand Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is overrated. I just absolutely cannot stand him, or his matches. But I thought it was a stellar match until the very end when everything fell apart. And I literally am speaking falling apart with the ring ropes. But, for one, you can't have a Roman Reigns match without, what was it? You can't have a Roman Reigns match without the Usos.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, you just can't. And then, of course, you have the match building back up in Balor's favor until that, and looking like Balor's going to win until the ring rope decides it's going to break. So, it's just kind of like it was a disappointing ending. I did read a lot about that ending. People are disappointed with it. It's no surprise that Roman won. Of course, I was one of those that wanted Balor to win, but I mean, obviously, Roman's winning just proves that it will be Lesnar and Roman at the next pay-per-view, Crown Jewel, and excellent match, terrible ending, and there could be a possibility of a rematch down the road, and Balor will go back for that title because that was ridiculous.
So what do you think, Chris? What did you take on that match?
It was a great match up until like Dragon Viper said, up until the end. There's one point where Balor was passed out, and he was out cold. It looked like. Then they restarted his music, and he was revived, so to speak, and turned the tables on him, and then it looked like he was going to go for his finishing move, and then the ropes broke. And I'm sure if newspaper headlines will be like, "Oh snap," because the rope snapped, and that kind of ended it.
Yeah, when I thought it was a good match. I might throw it up there with top match of the night. I'm with you, Viper. I was one of the guys, got called crazy because I thought Finn Balor was going to win, and
I picked Balor to win too. Yeah,
and some people were like, "Well, they're going to have a match at Crown Jewel for the title." It's like, okay, but it's October 21st. There's still a chance for Roman to get the title back.
You don't need a title anyways with those.
No, you don't need a title with those two, but it was just one of those things, that Finn can get it, and then Brock can come out and say, "Hey, I guess I don't need to face Roman Reigns. I'll go after Finn Balor." Then Roman comes out and goes, "No, I get my rematch before you get any title shot." And they could have done some things there, but part of me is wondering if the rope broke on accident because Balor went right to his knee afterwards, and it kind of looked like, from the angle I saw, that it was kind of torn. I mean, you can see like a little crevice there. So, possibly, I'm not going to say it till maybe if it comes up, but possibly Balor was supposed to win. Rope broke on accident. I mean, he went to his knee right away. Granted, he did get up and then get speared, and that was a finish. But
I think it
overall,
was just a technicality. Balor was supposed to win, but just
Yeah.
fate. Like, fate intervened.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we know it's happened before and they've changed it really quick. Everybody's got mics and everything and headphones and, but I'm not saying it. I mean, I'm not upset Roman won. Like Viper said, the ending was kind of bummer after a great match that those two put on. So, we got.
And Big B, if you noticed after Roman pinned Balor and won the title, if you noticed Roman Reigns mouthing what he mouthed, thank God, and looked up above, like, it was almost like he was supposed to lose that title. And the way he mouthed after he won, saying, thank God, and then looked up, it's almost like he was supposed to lose it.
Well, it could be. Maybe he was, thank God that, Balor didn't get too seriously injured.
Or that too.
But and it could be a play. It could be a play for him thanking God because, I won, and I was about to lose, but, hopefully we find out more tomorrow. So go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say, so looking ahead to the draft, I think those two will remain on SmackDown. I don't think this feud's over. Or if one goes to Raw, I think the other will go to.
Yeah. So we got a couple comments here. Will Hudson says, "What's up, guys? Sorry I'm late. Hey, no problem. Just covering the pay-per-view." We got a comment there that says, "I expected what we got another, show by WWE." And then he also comments says, "Balor wasn't going to win. I knew that because if you notice, Cole said it'll be Lawler." Well, we already knew it was going to be, Roman Reigns and Lesnar and Saudi. Again, I don't think they need a title to promote that. Who knows? I mean, they had three.
Heyman.
What's that?
I said they could have used Heyman.
Oh yeah. They could have had a Heyman on a pole match or stuff like that. But
winner gets Heyman.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm not saying that Finn should have was going to win the title. I mean, maybe we won't know. Ropes broke. Was it on purpose? Was it part of the skit? Who knows? We know things happen. WWE changes on the fly. And people that said Balor wasn't going to win, hey, you're right. I'm wrong. Viper's always wrong. Chris, you're sometimes wrong. So
sometimes.
Yeah. But I mean, I just think that if Balor would have won, they hyped him up so much. I thought he was going to win. Kind of promote a three-way, storyline at Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel. That that's a pretty girl. Yeah, exactly. William would be the one to say that, but I just figured maybe we'd get a number one contender match at Crown Jewel instead of a title match. I mean, I think all wrestling fans could agree to some point that they did not have to have a title in that match between Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Would you see Paul Heyman intervene? I know we're looking ahead, but intervene in that match?
I don't know, because he's already cost Brock the title before on a turn. And I think he's also helped Brock win the title on a turn. So I don't know. Viper, what do you think? But actually, before we get to that, Chris, that was the main event, right?
Yeah,
okay.
That's all. Yeah.
All right. So Viper, what did you think? Do you think Heyman turns, or where do you think that this is going to go now, going into Crown Jewel?
I think what's going to end up happening is Heyman is going to turn back with Brock only because of the fact that he seems more fearful with Brock than he does with Reigns. So I think he's going to end up turning on Reigns and going along with Brock. And because he's worked with Brock for so long that now that he's been with Brock as long as he has, he's known as Brock's guy. So, or he's a Brock guy,
Yeah.
but I see him actually turning on Reigns, and then the Usos are gonna get involved in the match because again, you can't have a Roman Reigns match without the Usos interfering at all. So
Unless you put a stipulation in there that they can't be at ringside.
no, they won't put that up, or
Yeah.
they wouldn't. But I think Heyman's going to turn on Reigns and go back with Brock Lesnar.
Chris, what do you think? You think?
Yeah.
Oh, you think he turns?
I think he
Okay,
turns.
I'll be the crazy guy and say that Paul Heyman doesn't turn on him. But yeah, Viper, you're right. You can't have a Roman Reigns match without the Usos. So expect the Usos to get involved. I mean, right now Lesnar has no backup. It's just him. So maybe who knows? I mean, maybe we'll see. But yeah, I mean, honestly, not to be different, but I don't see Paul Heyman turning on Brock Lesnar. They're trying to push Lesnar as a face. They made it clear. I don't think Heyman's a face manager. I think he's a heel manager, and I think he needs to stay on that side of the court there. So we got a couple comments here. I think Heyman reunites with Brock. Then we got another one that says I don't see Heyman turning, which I don't. If they can't be at ringside, they will just run down into the crowd. Yeah, I mean, so.
Well, that's what they did last night. They weren't around ringside, but then all of a sudden, tonight they must have come through the crowd because they came from nowhere.
They came through the stage. They were backstage.
Well, I didn't
but they
see
must have but they must have came through the crowd though. I mean, there's always aisles there, so they probably were backstage and then ran through the crowd, and
yeah,
But honestly, I didn't really hear the crowd get all excited. Normally when you can tell something's going to happen, the crowd gets excited or you start cheering or booing or something. And I didn't really hear that. So unless they're cutting it out to where it was a surprise, but
I know some matches like for the Bianca and Becky Lynch match, they were hollering ESD Becky Lynch, off and on. So I mean that one had a lot of fanfare, and then they were also doing the same thing with Damian Priest in that match. So
yeah. So Williams chiming in. Lesnar needs to face Minnesota and head home. Yeah, I mean, I know where he's heading with that one. Go back to Canada, I guess. So
yeah.
And then the next one. Can't wait. Can we get a moment of silence for poor Lily, who lost life today?
I was going to come on like that. I'm like, we need a moment of silence for. But I'm like, no, I better not.
Yeah, that was. I mean, we could have a moment of silence, I guess. I mean, but it'll be interesting to see where they go with that storyline. If we get, Bliss 2.0 reincarnated, more angry, more witchycraft, or if this side of her dies and we go back to schoolgirl, Alexa Bliss. So, Viper, what do you think?
I honestly, it's like I said earlier, I honestly think that, they're gonna make her a little more darker and angrier because that was her best friend. That was, her doll, and Charlotte destroyed her doll and her best friend. So I honestly think they're gonna make her a little more darker and a little more, with rage towards Charlotte, and she's going to go after Charlotte again. So, there's Alexa's opportunity once again for a title shot, but I do see her going darker and more angry that her friend had died due to Charlotte.
Yeah, Chris, what about you? What do you think?
I think she's going to turn a little more, I wouldn't say evil, but like you said, that Dragon Viper, darker and maybe, more fearful, Not fearful, but more.
Yeah, more witchcrafty.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. So, I got a comment here. I love the incarnation of Alexa and hope they keep going down the road. Well, other than at the table. Yeah, so I'm kind of with them. I kind of like the character gimmick, and then William chimes in. He misses the character days. Good old Saturday morning with the prison guard facing the Mountie. Yeah,
well, that was
back in old school, it was a lot of character gimmicks. We had the Mountie. You had name them, Killer Bees, and the Turtles, and all those. Now they got more. Instead of the superhero gimmickies, they kind of got back into, just naming them as they are, real names, fake names, making them people instead of characters, So I kind of miss that too. So, anyways, any shockers in the pay-per-view there, Chris, that, something you didn't see that we could have saw, or?
I think if they had more, like extreme matches, I could see that Liv Morgan Carmella match being like a tables match, a chairs match.
Okay.
Just the way they were acting the last few weeks, and they hated each other. So I could see.
Or make it messy makeup day, and the loser gets all, the winner gets to paint the face of the loser or something.
Yeah.
Chris or Viper, what do you think? Is there stuff they could have done, matches they could have added? What do you think?
All in all, I honestly think that they need to change the name of their pay-per-view. If they're not going to have Extreme Rules, they're not going to have, your tables matches, your chair matches, your, falls count, hardcore matches, things like that. If they're not going to do that, they need to change the name of the pay-per-view, because the original idea was because it was meant for, matches that weren't normal.
Yep.
And that's mostly what it was. I mean, if they had some kind of stipulation type match with the Becky and Belair, it wouldn't have ended in a disqualification. Sasha would have been able to come out and beat the crap out of Belair, and and there wouldn't have been a disqualification. But if they're going to do something like that, they need to change the pay-per-view name and not have just the main event. I mean, you have more, for Hell in a Cell or Elimination Chamber, you have like at least two matches in that pay-per-view that symbolizes why it's called that match. But why it's called that pay-per-view. But when you're only having one Extreme Rules match at the very end of the night, that's ridiculous. So if they're going to have Extreme Rules, they have the stipulation matches. If it's not going to be, there's not going to be a stipulation match, they need to change the pay-per-view itself. I wasn't too thrilled overall with the pay-per-view just because of what the name was.
Yeah,
no doubt. I mean, it was a match. I mean, Extreme Rules. Okay, granted, they don't have many extreme matches. They have one. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, they could have did better calling it. WWE presents the pay-per-view formerly known as Extreme Rules. I mean, that would have been a better name for this than just Extreme Rules.
Yeah,
but
it's like last year they had two I could think of, one or three. They had a ladder match, tables match, and then one that they haven't used ever. I think it was an eye for an eye with Mysterio and Rollins.
Yep.
So I mean, that's extreme.
Yep. Yeah. So looking at some of the comments here, William chimes in. Well, actually, the first comment. Imagine if Canyon was still alive. Mortis would team with Bliss. Yeah, that would be kind of a nice one. And I know he's talking about the dark side of wrestling or dark side of the ring, which we'll cover on Tuesday as on Tuesday Night Mania. Sorry. Also, shocker, Ray was not being in the title matches in singles. Again, I mean, and then there was another comment there. Why was Big E not defending his title? Why was Orton left out? Yeah, I think. I mean, great questions. I mean, didn't we have the Raw tag team titles? I know Viper, you're disappointed in that just by itself, not getting RK Bro to show up. You know,
I
why weren't the women tag titles on the line? I mean, so what do you guys think, Viper? I'll start with you. Why do you think we didn't get the Raw tag titles and the women's tag titles?
Well, for one, I'm noticing more and more that they're kind of pushing the women's tag titles, out of the spotlight. I think they're having a hard time trying to come up with tag teams for females. And so I think they're kind of trying to dissolve those tag titles for the females. And then I don't know why they haven't been really using the male tag titles much either. I mean, yeah, Orton and Riddle have them, but they haven't been. Those titles really have not been defended very often, like they should be. So they're focusing more on other projects within the company that they're not. Oh, geez.
That's not the comment I'm laughing at. I know which one you guys are laughing at, but go ahead, finish your take there, if you can. I mean,
they're focusing on other projects, other people in the company. They're, I feel that they don't think the tag titles for both men and women are very important right now. So because of tag teams and everything else. So
Chris, what about you? Why do you think the tag titles weren't on there?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't think there's enough. I mean, there is to me, but enough talent that they think is worthy of the titles. And maybe after the draft, we'll see them maybe used more because, the shakeup and all that. But maybe they're just, they don't see any good competitors.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you guys on that. I mean, instead of making the 6-man tag, I don't know why you didn't have a rematch of the Raw tag titles. RK Bro versus Omos and Styles. The women's titles, yeah, I don't know if they'll dissolve them like you say, Viper, but because they waited so long to bring them on. But again, you don't have tag teams. You're putting pieces together to make a tag team. I mean, Nikki Ash and Ripley, like them both. I think Nikki Cross should go back to being Nikki Cross if she's going to team with Ripley. I think that would be a better team. I know they got Knox and
Tegan.
Is it Sasha Blackheart team coming up? Tegan Knox and Blackheart. Is that who comes out of the tank? Yeah. So they're fighting with them. So hopefully they put the titles on them. I mean, they seem to be a legit tag team. So, and then of course the one the one I was laughing at was they should change the name to WWE Vanilla Rules. That's the one I was kind of laughing at. I know Williams dead on Viper Hearts Riddle. I mean, we all know that.
No. He's a little twerp.
But Big E it was so much better off. He reverted back to how he was as Big E Langston, where he was a beast. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I don't think he needs New Day. New Day doesn't need him. I think the tag team's good. I think he's good by himself.
I've been saying that for years. The New Day needs to split up.
I really, Viper, I agree with you. I really think the New Day needs to split up for a little bit. Either go two one way, one the other, or all three just split up and go their own way. I think they can all hold their own. Omos is a lesser talent than Giant Gonzalez. Yeah, I haven't seen much of Omos to really be like, I can see him being the future, but
he's hardly ever in the ring or wrestling. So
I got a question, and they mentioned it on the pay-per-view.
Okay.
What if AJ Styles and Omos breaks up? like goes to one show and another show. Omos is going to be scary.
That'd be one less tag team.
Honestly,
That too.
if they use Omos right, yeah, he could be scary, but AJ doesn't need a tag partner. I don't understand. I get the bodyguard type, but if they split him up, Omos is going to be written off. I mean, because he hasn't proven nothing. He's just a big dude, and I haven't seen much wrestling talent from him. I mean, I guess send him back down to NXT to see if he can work on it a little bit. But William chimes in. Dragon Viper wants a scooter. He told me so.
Liar, liar.
I thought I heard something about that.
No.
Yeah, I did too. I thought you were asking Santa for one. So, Scott Williams chimes in. Hello, Scott. Nikki Cross needs to go back to the regular. The kick off the Hurricane gimmick is done for. Yeah.
Yes.
I really think she needs to go back to herself. I want to see Kofi go heel and shock everybody turning New Day. Honestly,
there's rumor that they want to turn heel.
Typically, I was kind of thinking that today when I was watching the match, I saw it ended, and they kind of showed them there celebrating. I kind of thought maybe we were going to get one of them to kind of, drop kick Big E or do something. I was kind of thinking that because typically, and you can chime in if I'm wrong. Typically, when they show them celebrating a little bit, somebody does a turn, and I thought it was coming, and again, I'm wrong, just like all the other picks I do, I'm wrong on. So, but she's almost a superhero. Williams says, yeah. Wait, who is the really Nikki Cross? The crazy one? Yes. I would like to see her come back as that one. Yeah.
Her intro was good.
Yeah.
I thought.
I'm not sure if Kofi could get over as a heel, Scott. I don't think Kofi could get over as a heel, but I think Xavier Woods could definitely become a heel. I think he started off as kind of a heel when he put the group together, but I think. What do you guys think? Could Kofi get over as a heel, or could Woods?
It'd be more Woods.
Yeah,
I see Kofi more the good guy than the bad. So yeah, it would have to be Woods.
Yeah, I think Kofi does have more of excitement, more of a fan appeal than Woods as a face or a heel. So, let's see. Got a comment here. Celebrating equal catching a whooping. Okay. And I mean WWE. Okay. Oh, the comment before. Okay. I know it's not
WWE.
It's supposed to be WWE, but did y'all hear the news of Butcher and Blade are going to drop Bunny when they put them? Oh, okay.
I don't know who they are.
That'll be interesting. That'll be something we'll have to talk to on Tuesday, because that's when we cover AEW a little bit. But yeah, we'll have to write that comment down there and see what we can find and talk about it on Tuesday. So
yeah.
So anyways, moving into Monday Night Raw, since we, since we got a few minutes here, anything that stood out to you last week on Raw or SmackDown that you guys want to cover, since we got a few minutes here? I'll go with Viper first. What do you got?
I didn't even watch it, honestly. I was asleep. By the time I woke up, it was time for me to go to work. So
that's right. You got some night shifts. Okay. So cuddling with the scooter. Okay. All right. So Crispy Bacon.
Yeah.
What did you think? Anything stick out on Raw or SmackDown?
Not much. No, I mean,
okay.
If I was, wrestling in WWE, I'd be afraid of Lashley. He doesn't look too happy at the moment, but
yeah, that triple threat or that tag, 6-man tag on Raw was pretty legit until Lashley came down and kind of just exploded on everybody, I guess, and
then it turned into a triple threat.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. So what?
And then I think there's new tag teams.
Who's the new tag team? Did I miss something?
Rhea Ripley and
new tag champs. Yeah.
Oh yeah, new tag champs. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I like them both. I just think that the gimmick doesn't mesh together. But so we got a comment here. Chris, you might be a little bit too young to know what we're kind of talking about, but Kofi turning heel would be the only thing that comes close to Hogan being the third man for the NWO he's talking about. Viper, you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe that could be. I mean, that would be a big turn.
But Kofi isn't that huge of a star like Hogan was. So I mean, it'd probably be big, but maybe not that big. Honestly.
Yeah, I think. I mean, if Kofi did turn, I think it would shock a lot of people. But yeah, being. I mean, it's going to be hard to top the Hogan turn. I don't see anybody that can do it right now. So a few more comments here. Let's see. Last time I remember a time when Hogan was celebrating in the ring, and Michaels kicked him in the face. It was classic. Yeah,
I just watched.
So that's what I'm saying.
I just watched that the other day. Actually,
that was I don't want to say it was Mania. I think it was
no, it was Monday Night Raw.
Was it a Raw? Okay,
Yeah,
I thought it was a pay-per-view.
Back in 05.
Okay, yeah. No, I remember that, like I said, they used to celebrate and somebody would always do a turn, and I thought we were going to see that tonight. So, hell, I'd even love to see Kofi pull more of a Woods like Michaels did to Jannetty. Yeah, throw him through the window. I mean, they got some storylines that they could do. Let's see here. Scott chimes in. Hogan as a third man caught people off guard. They were legit throwing trash at him. Yeah, no, I mean, you guys, Chris, if you go YouTube Hulk Hogan turn, you can see it. I mean,
they were.
We talked about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was your Superman back in the 80s and 90s, and they turned him to the dark side, and yeah. So you go back and watch that. Anybody that wants to see a sweet heel turn, go back and watch that. So, all right. So we got a few minutes.
He'll turn her around the world.
Yeah, exactly. It was. I mean, it was. I had a buddy. That was what 90. Oh, 96? Was that 97-ish? The heel turn, 95, somewhere around there. I had a buddy that told me he cried. He said when Hogan turned, he cried, and he wanted to burn all his. He took down his Hogan posters and he packed up all his Hogan stuff. So yeah, it was a big shocker to everybody. So.
Yep, it was.
Yeah, 96, July of 96. Yep, exactly. So, yeah, there's no heel turn, nothing like it. So, to wrap up the show here, Chris, give us your final grade on Extreme Rules and let us know what else is going on coast to coast.
We got great shows coming up this week. I believe it's Holistic Health tomorrow. Just tune into Coast to Coast, for all of our shows. Overall, I kind of grade this as a B.
Okay. All right. Mr. Viper, I know you're going to grade it an F because RK Bro wasn't on the show, but let's put your bias aside a little bit here.
Go wrong.
All right, so give us a final grade and final thoughts for the night.
Okay, my final grade for the pay-per-view was actually a C minus D plus, and mainly because of the name of the pay-per-view, even though it's not really what happened, and a few other issues with the pay-per-view. My final thoughts are, I want to thank Chris for producing. I want to thank all of us on here, for doing the show. I want to thank everybody commenting. And one last thing, I want to wish William Hudson a happy birthday.
Yes.
It is his birthday today, so I do wish him a happy birthday, and I hope it was a great day for him. So that's all I got.
All right. So, yes, join us again next week for Between the Ropes and all the other Coast to Coast Network shows we have. Tune in tomorrow. We kind of teased it a little bit. Tuesday Night Mania right after On Deck. You'll see myself, William, Mr. Birthday Boy, and the returning Ace. And I know we have an interview lined up with a guy I know here in Minnesota that does custom action wrestling figures of indie wrestlers that he goes sees. The guy he's only 19 and the guy's got major artistic talent, looks just like him. He's going to show him off a little bit, give us a little reason why he's doing it, and then talk wrestling. So we're going to talk AEW. There's a big rumor out there. Come Wednesday, we might see somebody in the AEW that we haven't seen for a while. So just got to tune in and see what we talk about. So with that being said, this is myself, Big B, Dragon Viper down there, and Mr. Crispy Bacon over there to my right, it looks like. We'll see you guys all next week on Between the Ropes. Have a good one.